Hey guys, it is time for our lesson number 44. Today it's on Tamar. She was Judah's daughter-in-law, an ancestor of Christ, a widow who tricked Judah into getting her pregnant. She was the mother of twins Perez and Zara, which were sons. Let's see. We'll be reading from Genesis chapter 38. And it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren, and turned into a certain Adulamite, whose name was Hira. And Judah saw a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua. And he took her, and went in unto her, and she conceived and bare a son, and he called his name And she conceived again, and bare a son, and called his name Onan. And she yet conceived again, and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was at Chezib when she bare him. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord, wherefore he slew him also. Then said Judah to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, Remain a widow at thy father's house, till Shelah my son be grown. For he said, Lest peradventure he die also, as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. And in process of time the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died, and Judah was comforted, and went up unto his sheep shears to Timnath, he and his friend Hira, and Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, Behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnath to shear his sheep. And she put her widow's garments off from her, and covered her with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place which is by the way of Timnath. For she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot, because she had covered her face. And he turned unto her by the way, and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come unto thee. For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. And he said, What wilt thou give me, and thou mayest come in unto me? And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, Thy signet, and thy bracelets, and thy staff in thine hand. And he gave it to her, and came in unto her, and she conceived by him. And she arose, and went away, and laid by her veil from her, and put on the garment of her widowhood. And Judah sent the kid by hand of his friend the Adulamite to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Then he asked the men of the place, saying, Where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside? And they said, There was no harlot in this place. And he returned to Judah, and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of this place said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, Let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. And it came to pass about 3 months after, that it was told Judah, saying, Tamar thy daughter-in-law hath played the harlot, and also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, Bring her forth, and let her be burnt. When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying by the man, Whose these are? Am I with child? And she said, Discern, I pray thee, whose are these? The signet, the bracelets, and the staff. And Judah acknowledged them, and said, She hath been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah my son, and he knew her again no more. And it came to pass in that time of her travail, that behold, twins were in her womb. And it came to pass when she travailed, that one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound it upon his hand, a scarlet thread, saying, This came out first. And it came to pass as he drew back his hand, that behold, his brother came out. And she said, How hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore his name was called Pharez. And after came out his brother, that had the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was called Zara. In the bottom notes, Judah leaves home and moves to Canaan, where he lives among the people his family considered unclean. When Judah's oldest son dies, Er's wife Tamar becomes a childless widow. Since carrying the bloodline is of the highest value in this culture, the custom of the day is for Er's brother to marry Tamar and supply with an heir. This custom, called levirate marriage, is described in Deuteronomy 25:5-10. A son born from his new marriage is considered to be heir to the deceased man and does not increase the wealth of the younger brother at all. This is why Onan does not cooperate in providing with an heir. After Onan dies, Tamar expects that the third son of Judah will provide her an heir when he is old enough, but that is never Judah's intent. When Tamar realizes that Judah lied to her, she plans a ruse to make him take responsibility for the situation. Tamar tricks Judah into sleeping with her. When Judah finally hears the stories of pregnant Tamar, he calls for her judgment by burning. Going to execute the judgment of Tamar, Judah faces a woman who has his personal belongings and is pregnant with his twin sons. There is evidence that among ancient Assyrians and Hittite people, part of the levirate responsibility could pass to the father of the widow's husband. If there were no brothers to fulfill it, thus Tamar was, in one sense, claiming what was due to her. She had tricked Judah into fulfilling the levirate responsibility, and now would bear his children. Tamar and Judah have two sons, Pharez and Zara. Pharez means a breach, or one who breaks through, and Pharez becomes the ancestor of David, who in turn becomes the ancestor of Jesus. Zara means a drawing or brightness. The struggle between the twins at birth is reminiscent of the struggle of Jacob and Esau, Judah's father and uncle. So it tied them to Jacob and Esau, another set of twins. And then I thought it was neat that the one that had come first, which was the one that come first, they tied that red sash around his hand, a scarlet thread saying it came out first. And it came to pass that he drew back and Pharez come first because he breached and he come first, and then Zara, the one who had the red around his, that put his arm out first, had ended up coming last. Okay, meaning of the name Tamar. It's Arabic meaning date or palm tree. And in our added notes for this week, I've got worry is a conversation you have with yourself about things you cannot change. Prayer is a conversation you have with God about things He can change. And then I've wrote something a little extra here. It says, I believe in God not because of church, not because of friends, not because someone told me to or made it look cool, but because I encountered His relentless, steadfast, unchanging, unfailing love time and time again. He saved me from myself. That's why I believe in God. And He has, at the blessings and the miracles that I have seen Him work, it's just amazing. That is our lesson. That was number 44. I will be back next week with 3 more lessons. I love y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all next week. Love you.